If someone tells you the difference between a lawyer and an attorney, they're probably about to tell you something that isn't actually true. It's one of the most repeated legal myths on the internet. And today, I'm breaking down what the words really mean, where this myth came from, and why it still matters when you're choosing legal help. Here's the myth you've probably heard before. A lawyer is someone who graduated law school, and an attorney is someone who graduated law school and passed the bar exam, making them licensed to practice. Under this version, every attorney would be a lawyer, but not every lawyer would be an attorney. It sounds logical. It's repeated across countless legal websites and blogs. Even some lawyers believe it. But here's the problem. It's not actually the legal reality in most places. In the United States, lawyer and attorney are treated as legal synonyms in most contexts. State bar associations, the American Bar Association, and even state statutes frequently use both words interchangeably without creating separate legal categories for them. Take Texas as a clear example. Texas statutes use both lawyer and attorney to mean the exact same thing. The State Bar of Texas doesn't distinguish between them in its rules or publications, and Texas law actually makes it a felony to call yourself a lawyer without being properly licensed, which proves the two words require the same qualifications. If lawyer really meant just graduated law school with no license required, that law wouldn't make sense. So where did this myth even come from? Historically, there was a real distinction, just not the one people repeat today. Long ago, people with some legal familiarity could act as representatives for others, known as attorneys in fact, while those formally trained in law were called attorneys at law. Lawyers could also become practitioners either by attending law school or by studying law and apprenticing under an attorney. So the paths to becoming one really were different at one point. Today, that historical distinction has mostly faded, since nearly every state now requires law school before you can practice. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Only 4 U.S. states still allow someone to become a lawyer without going to law school at all: California, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington. Everywhere else, law school is required either way, which is part of why the old graduated versus licensed myth doesn't hold up as cleanly as people think. Now, some legal professionals and firms do draw a line between the words, often for marketing or clarity purposes, saying a lawyer is someone with a law degree, while an attorney is someone licensed to represent clients in court. And in casual, everyday usage, you'll definitely still hear people use them that way. But that's a stylistic choice, not a nationwide legal rule. It really comes down to which state you're in, and honestly, sometimes just personal preference of the person using the term. So if there's no consistent legal difference, what actually matters when you're looking for legal help? Here's the real question you should be asking. Is this person a licensed, bar-admitted legal professional in your state? Not whether they call themselves a lawyer or an attorney. That word choice tells you almost nothing on its own. What actually tells you something is checking their license status directly through your state's Bar Association website, which is public information in every state. One more common mix-up worth mentioning. Some people assume America splits legal roles like the UK does, into solicitors. So here's my question for you. Had you always believed the lawyer versus attorney myth before this video? Or did you already know they were basically the same thing? Let me know in the comments. Genuinely curious how common this misconception actually is. And if this cleared something up for you, hit like and subscribe, because next week I'm breaking down another term everyone thinks they understand, but usually doesn't.